Grand rising, my kindred spirits. And for those who are new, I welcome you too. And let me remind you, and for those who don't know, I'm not here to make you think like me. I just want you to think. I'm not claiming I can heal you, but I teach you from my life experiences, life research, and some creative ideas of resources that I use to allow you to tap into your own resources and ways of healing yourself. Okay? So, shall we begin now? All right, let's get this part started. Okay, as always, I have my notes here to remind me of what I want to talk with you about. Just an FYI, so if you see me looking down, I'm referring to my notes. Okay, I'm not one of those persons who like to memorize things. It's more important stuff to memorize than numbers. You have some stuff you can write it down. I'm not here to talk about how to utilize your memory. All right. But anywho, I come into contact with people, places, things, and having gone through this myself, it helped me to realize and understand and overstand pain, hurt, trials, and tribulations. But at the moment that we're going through it, we don't want to hear all that. We want a pill to make it better. Some of us even want a shot to make it better. I mean, like a needle shot to make it better. Give me a plate of food to make it better. Make it go away to make it better. We want all of these remedies to make what we are feeling that we don't enjoy feeling to go away. But boo-boo, it don't work that way. It don't. And I know you're asking why. Okay, so let me help you understand the human experience. Because I've been a human all my life, all this life, okay? And let me just give you from my point of view, from my experience, and what I've come to understand. And at first, before I knew to do them two, I was understanding. Okay? And in this human experience, all right, I want you to know first, it's okay to make mistakes. It is. Why? Because in making mistakes, you're able to examine that, analyze the mistakes, and based on those mistakes, you're allowed to set boundaries so that you don't make those same mistakes. Okay? Especially when it comes to making a living in this world. Okay? When it comes to dealing with people, interactions with people, places, and things, or let me just say living things. All right? Or living beings. I think that's more accurate. Okay, because you got to respect the animals. You got to respect nature. All right, you got to. And if you don't think so, in your life experiences, it'll let you know when you don't respect it. There are consequences and penalties that the laws of the universe, that governs the laws of the universe, or the laws of the universe govern, okay? So in making those mistakes, okay, let's understand that, as you've been experiencing being this human being. Now, a lot of people, when you make mistakes, like to make you feel bad about the mistakes you've made. But don't condemn them just yet, because maybe, just like you, are learning that mistakes that are corrected helps mold you. How these mistakes corrected, when you see the mistake you've made, you just automatically know not to do it again, unless there's some type of addiction or emotional attachment to it, or just blindness, until something will wake you up, shake your belief about it, hurt your emotional feelings about it, So it's called forgiving them, because they know not what they do either. They look down on you for the mistakes you made, not realizing that's a form of judgment. And what I have learned in my experience of judging other people, judge not, for ye shall be judged. What that person have experienced, you may experience a couple of times worse. And if not worse, because you meant well, you just don't understand, you might kind of go through this, similar situation. So pain, hurt, trial, and tribulations, and understanding that there's growth in making mistakes. With that growth, you discipline. Everyone has to grow. And those who don't grow just don't know, or they discontinue to live. They probably walk around like a zombie, or something else happens to shake their foundation, to wake them up so they can start growing. Or something just shake their foundation. Okay? Now, I know I'm saying this because I'm kind of like looking at myself, and, and just my experience with people and how I deliver my messages. They were like, oh, they don't take time to take it seriously. They laugh. But even in jokes, there's a lesson. There's truth in those jokes. Okay? So I might be, whatever, but make sure you're listening. Okay? All right. So now, let's get to the hurt and pain. All right. So coming into this world, our parents and guardians can't teach us everything. They give us the basics. They nurture us. They try to do their best to give you guidance. And even though they mean well, they can't teach you everything, because what we as humans have been influenced and blinded to realize is that our children come through us, not to us. And if they come to us, there's a lesson behind it, a lesson or guidance behind it. The same thing, you're guiding them when they come into the world. You may never know, as a parent, they at some point, they start to guide you. And pay attention, because where we don't get the lesson, our children come through us, sometimes to us, to help us move forward and break what they say generational curses or trials and tribulations that we weren't able to get through. Have an open heart, a loving, unconditional, loving, open heart, in hopes that what child you bring into the world through your genetics get it. They are able to get the lesson and break family, negative family traditions, or I don't want to even say negative family traditions, where they pick up where you left off and are able to, it's like running the race and they take the baton and then they're able to go to the finish line. So, you're probably like the Messiah to your mother or to your father, where he wasn't able to finish, you're able to pick up that baton and go to the finish line. And if you're not able to make it to the finish line, there's another generation of you, offspring, that comes through to make it through to the finish line. Okay? So let's get a view of hurt and pain. So understanding and understanding that portion of it, where our parents come in at, giving us the basics, some children are even adopted. And this was just planned. You was able just to come through your biological parents to get that DNA. And I'm going to say this, from my experience, adopted children that are adopted, other family members that take on responsibilities of a child within the family, there's nothing, hear me, there's nothing like the biological parents. I don't care what you say. You may overstand, let's say your daughter give birth, you may overstand your daughter's side of the genetics. But who she laid down with, that's the part you don't see and understand and get. And vice versa. For the son that you would, in your family, you may understand the son genetics of that child, but you don't fully know the mother's side. And then to adopt a child and not know neither of the parents, you may even get a story about them. But to know them, you don't know their weaknesses, their strengths. You don't know their bloodlines. You don't know any of that. And I don't care how much a person can tell you about the other side. And how you raise that child, giving them love, nurturing, is a great thing. It is. And let me relate, because I never knew my father. But to have something missing, a part of you missing, is something else. That you can send a child to therapy, but to know how to help them, you don't know. So you may be asking, well, how do I help them? You don't. It's their path in this human experience as a spiritual being. When I speak of self-authentication is a process of getting to know thyself, to fully being aware of you, yourself. So when there's a socket that you can't plug into, then you have to do a glow up within yourself. You have to tap into the circuitry within yourself Now, no, you may not have heard of any kind of lamp lighting up for its on its own. Don't compare yourself to objects outside of yourself, for we are incredible beings of power. A part of that being electrical. Have you ever heard when somebody walk in the room, something about them lights up the room and they're not even plugged into a socket? They have their own socketry to plug into. So Anita, you was like, okay, you procrastinating. Let's get to the hurt and pain. Well, I'm trying to give you a little, some detail. I'm trying to get to the elementary, the preschool stage of it. Actually, the toddler say when you're learning to crawl and walk. I'm actually I'm breastfeeding you. Got to give you the food, the nutrients, the nourishment, okay, before you can crawl and walk. So be patient. That's another thing you got to do in this human experience is be patient with yourself, or else you overthink things, assume shit. Oh, excuse me, assume stuff. Okay, that's the ghetto slang. When you're passionate with your children, sometimes certain things come out that mouth to let your child know, like, I'm not playing with you. Take this life seriously. Take yourself seriously. You want people to not take you lightly, but be very polite. Okay? So, in the growth stage on your journey of growing, that which your parents cannot always stop from happening, because you may even experience it within your family, the hurt and pain. Now, coming into this life experience or this human experience, based on your belief, some people don't believe they knew who their parents were, but because they make the statement, that child didn't choose you. How you know that child didn't choose you? Some children are born to die immediately once they inhale the elements of this world. That's all they needed. Some children come into this world and decide to die because of the energy that's surrounded. Like, hold on. I know I signed up for this, but let's cancel this contract. I don't want to be with this family. Hell to the no. Excuse all of my German if it comes out. That's German I'm speaking. Excuse that. That is German that I'm speaking. Okay? I'm not trying to spread germs to my mans and womans. Okay? All right? But what you have to understand, overstand, if you get offended by what I'm saying, it must be some truth you can't handle. So hit that arrow to go to another video, X out this video, block this video, because there's going to be some things, it's going to come at you strong. Okay? And when I say that might hit some emotional some emotional chords, some chords of feelings that you may not like. You know what I'm saying? So, we getting into that pain stuff. You may not like that. Oh, I don't want to experience that. So block me. All right? This is what I'm talking about. Do you want me to give it to you directly? Or do you want me to sugarcoat it, put some sugar in there where you don't feel it all? It'd be like sweet and sour. You'd be like, and then you got to spit that thing out. It wasn't sweet enough. No. Something is telling me, Anita, don't give it to them sweet. Stop feeding them sweet. You know, these people are oversaturated with diabetes and don't even know how to cure it. Okay. So, hey, I may have to give y'all some salt, some bitterness, you know, to help you see the toxicity, the worms on your brains and in your heart. It's got to go. So, with the hurt and pain, that's also a part of growth. And let me help you understand that. The reason why I had to explain about the parent part, the family part, you know, like I said, you got some family members that will hurt you. Some that had a hard life and don't know how to raise you, but they giving birth to children anyway. They probably need to take the womb out their body. But you know, respectfully, cordially. Okay? I mean well if you think I'm mean. I mean well. But sometimes you got to have your feelings hurt to know what it's like to be hurt. Sometimes certain people hurt you for you to see who they are. You're learning your likes and dislikes, what you love about your life, people around you, who you can deal with. It doesn't mean that you can't send them love and respectfully have unconditional love for them to heal. That's how you dish that out. I wish you unconditional love. Sorry, I got to go. I can't be around you no more. Because the lessons that I've had with you, I've mastered it already, and I'm ready to graduate. I'm not coming back to visit this school. And if I just so happen to get a ride with somebody else who come by this school, I'm going to respectfully and cordially just say, hey, how you doing? And please keep it pushing, because I'm going to keep it pushing. So everyone that brings hurt and pain, they're a certain type of teacher. Some of them are master teachers, because some of them are meant to tear you down, to F word you over. Okay? Down to the core. And you probably saying like, yeah, Anita, why it's got to be all like that? I ain't experienced that. That's good that you ain't experienced it. But for those who have, you got some digging to do. Because whether you realize it or not, you've attracted that on your journey for growth and evolvement. To be able to be aware and teach others how to climb out of that dark hole that you've fallen into. That you keep yelling, help, I've fallen and I can't get out. Ain't nobody gonna come and get you out all the time. So how do you climb how you climb up out of that mess? My seat is, it looked like I went down this seat. Excuse this noise here with this chair. It's cheap. I put it together. I mean, it really wasn't cheap, but I put it together. So hey, you know, I only have but so much strength to tighten the chair. All right, so bear with me. I know you're probably annoyed by the noise, but learn to block certain things out. because that's what you got to do in life. Be able to block certain things out, because not everything you can avoid. But there are some things that you subconsciously, consciously can block out if it's not your battle to fight. If you've already fought that battle and you no longer have to deal with it, you may know how to just block it out. So now back to being in that hole, where some people get deep down in the hole, some very bad emotional baggage. And you may not understand where this come from, because I come from a good family, rich, but you don't know who they done murdered, killed, and got skeletons hidden in their basement or buried under the home. And I didn't say nothing about the closet, because that's why I say it's so buried that to the point you don't fall into a deep, dark hole that you don't even know how to get out of. So you got to go to the root cause. But you may think, because I was brought up in a very loving family, you don't know. You know, sometimes parents, and if you're adopted, shoot, you got some self-healing to do. And you're probably wondering, where do I start? You always start with you. There's some routines, tools you may have to pick up and start some type of routines on going inward. Some deep transformational surgeries of getting all the plaque, digging deep into them gums to remove all of that mess within you. Pay attention to what you attract in life. Because even though you may think you have a clean slate, there are some great master king of king manipulators, queens of queens manipulators out there that you may not have met yet. And you may not know how they move. You may want the spirit of discernment, but sometimes to be able to discern is when you have to experience it. I'm sorry to say that. You may have to. Let me say this again. You may have to experience to be able to, next time when you come face to face with your life lesson, you got to take the course, travel the course to see what you're dealing with. You may not know all the questions to ask. You know, some of us are so quick to jump into relationships and haven't even examined the product. Got a question the product. So what does this thing do? You haven't even researched. You ain't did no background check. And not all times you can do a background check, but sometimes just putting a person in friend mode, what we call friend mode, is really safe mode. So you can examine it, put it under the microscope. Ain't nothing wrong with that. But I'm gonna tell you what pushes you to make the wrong moves. Hormones. Hormones make you suspicious to want to try it out. It's the curiosity, they say, that killed the cat. Very curious. Something got all these god dang question marks around. them for you to be like, let's go, let's do this. Not knowing the poison that lies below, the toxicity. I'm sorry, I'm laughing at the way I see it, then I'm looking at myself. But you don't know the toxicity of it. But you's about to learn today. People be saying, I can't understand why they act like that. Why people are like that? They like that for you to learn not to be like that. If you can recognize them being like that, then I don't want to be around that. And don't let, people say, oh, you got to be the bigger person. Don't be like that with them. Be the bigger person. My, my buddy, my buddy, my buddy. Our association may have to end today. You keep telling me to be the bigger person when I know myself can't deal with that. I refuse to deal with that. I've already got my lessons with that. I already see that. I can love them from a distance. I don't have to be up close and personal with this toxicity, because what you attract is who you are. Respect that. Respect it enough to reflect on that, have a perspective on that, perceive that, have a perception on that to change that. So you don't attract that kind of energy. You can change your energy. You don't have to be that, what you attract. Because predators prey on you by what they sense about you. They observe you, and they may have a quick observance. They may have to ask you one question. They may just say one thing to you and see your response. But sometimes even the predators get tricked. Okay? So now, are we understanding, overstanding the hurt and pain? Oh, excuse me. Hold on for just a second. I apologize for the interruption. So you may have to go through those things to have an awareness of what you got to deal with genetically in your DNA to purify and cleanse through the hurt and pain you're going to have to bear that your ancestors were not able to resolve themselves. Things they participated in that left a bruising in your DNA. There's some great things in your DNA. And once you're able to heal it, one thing in your DNA, once you heal it, you see the strength of certain ancestors. So it's okay to call on your ancestors to help you when you're going through things. They may come through your dreams. They may give you signs, symbols, and synchronicities to help you because they want it healed too. So they're going to come through if they see that you're ready, willing, and determined, and you're passionate about it. But you may say, my faith is being tested. Yes, just to see if you're truly ready and willing and able to jump on this path of rediscovery, of great healing. And it may be a long journey. It's going to take some time. And in this day and time we're living in, it could be a little more faster. It just depends on your determination. It just depends. Everybody's situation is different. So don't compare. About to go to my video when I talk about comparing. Stop comparing yourself to other people, places, and things and family members. Because their journey isn't your journey. Their likes and dislikes isn't yours. What's inside of them and how they think and process information, situations, is not how you perceive and process it. You got to really, truly understand there is a difference in y'all's journey. And even if you're twins, there still is a difference in your journey. There may be a connection there because you're twins. But still, you have your own path to walk. Because when the twins aren't around each other, you don't know what the other is experiencing. You may have a higher sense of intuitive or intuition, spiritual intuition. So you gotta fully understand who you are in this human experience. You're a spiritual being. As a spiritual being, that spirit, that electrical charge I'm given this body, this vehicle, to get these lessons, to come to this school, to this hell. What and where is hell? Read that book by Dr. York. Okay. For if there is lessons that you need to be taught, if you've been a badass, you're going to have some lessons. If you're trying to be sneaky, it's going to get exposed. If you're making fun of somebody, you're going to reap what you sow. Especially when you judge people. You're judging them? Okay, let's take you through that. So just because you have risen, don't mean you will not fall. Oh yes, you will fall. But it's going to always come unexpectedly. Everything. So respect others as if you would want to be respected. Okay? Yeah, you probably ask, do you talk mess about people? I do. I talk about the mess I see. And I break it down and analyze it and try to understand it. So I'll talk about it out loud to myself or to get other minds in it to see if they see what I see. I'm going at it like a scientist when I talk mess. Okay? I talk some good mess that make me laugh because I just want to laugh. I talk mess because I'm just not getting it within that moment. It could be all in fun and games, and can't take life too seriously. You got to be able to laugh at some things. Notice I didn't say all things. I said some things for those who don't listen. And for those who listen, explain it to them. Please, thank you. I really appreciate that. Thank you. Y'all so sweet. Thank you. I love y'all. Each and every one of y'all. I do. Because the lessons y'all bring, the adventure, the movies, the shows I get to see on a daily basis in 3D, 4D, 5D, 2D. Is there 1D that I don't see? I guess that's the part that goes unseen. So, with all of that being explained, the hurt, the pain is needed to be experienced. You can't avoid it. You can't avoid it. Trying to eat it away, smoke it away, drink it away, and even exercising it away is only temporary. It's only temporary. It'll eventually come back. So understand how emotions, it's good to have emotions. Sometimes it's okay to get angry. Let that out, vent it out, get angry. Then go work it out, however you work it out. You need to experience those emotions sometimes just to be able to experience being a human, to understand, why did I get angry? Why am I sad? Oh, I don't, nobody, does anyone ever question their happiness? Probably do, probably. Some people be like, well, hold on, I've been happy for too long. I haven't even experienced being sad. I don't even know what it's like. So please stop trying to relate to people you can't relate to. If you feel like you're happy all the time, boo-boo, I don't even know what it's like to be sad. I have never even been angry. I can't help you. I can only relate to those people who's always happy. So understand the trials, tribulations, the trials. I've explained the trials. You have like a trial period that you go through, and then having to experience the tribulations. Tribulations is, some people may call it the sorrow, hard times, the struggles. Now, people dealing with emotional traumas, me personally, I try not to utilize medication, because medication have some chemicals in it that can affect you and make it worse, because you don't know people's intentions on creating these drugs, because that's what they call them. To medicate yourself is to utilize drugs, to find natural ways of dealing with your situations is something totally different. But Miss Anita, how do we get a hold on these things? It's called self-control. Knowing what you really, really want to do, what you really, really need to do, opposed to what you're not going to do. Opposing. Oh, I would not be that person. I would not be that murderer. I will not what okay, but maybe not say not. Let's use a different wording so that that word not, the universe doesn't even pick it up. Let's just say I will stay away from being a murderous person, or I keep away from being this way, that way. Okay? Certain ideas. I'm giving you some ideas when it comes to linguistics and how it registers in frequency. Certain words said may not register in frequency, and you're wondering, why am I still going through this? Well, how did you say it? Words are powerful. Intentions are powerful. Imagination and how you imagine it is powerful. So at a very young age, we're influenced. And that's why some children grow up with a lot of emotional traumas, traumatic experience. And it could take some time, diligence in operating and doing surgery on those traumatic injuries. So tread lightly. Tread it lightly. because it's not to be played. Don't play with people's emotions. I'm telling you, because you're building up your own. For those who feel like they are unconquerable, can't nobody conquer me. You just put it out there. Your own test, because you will be tested. That's why be careful what you say, especially in this day and time, because we're in the, what they call the age of Aquarius. And how I break that down, because people, I've read what some people or heard some people wonder, why is a water barrier considered a air sign? And the air sign is representative of the mind, thoughts, thinking. Because your thought, thinking, and mind needs to be cleansed by the water barrier. That's why that air sign is needed for purification. That water, it's time for purifying. Let's expose it, because when you purify, all them toxins start to come out. You see them. Sometimes you even hear them. Things are getting exposed. And then sometimes you see them. Mm-hmm. Yes. So with these emotional traumas, you may, we call those growth interference, lack in our personal growth due to emotional traumas in our childhood. You always got to go to the root cause of things. Go back to your childhood first. Go back to the past. And then, if you come to realize that you have lived other lives and you come into this life, there are some things that has trickled over into this human experience. Okay? So some things you just, hold on, but my childhood, my parents ain't like that. Then consider, whether you believe it or not, and the fact that you can't put your finger on it, it could be some things that have slipped over and transitioned over here with you. Some characters, personalities, traumas, some good things, some bad things that have transitioned over into this experience with you. So you can finish dealing with it. And if not dealing with it in a negative way, you can utilize it in a good way for those good things. So a lot of people like to only just focus on the good things that they bring into this world with them. Let's stop ignoring those things we consider unlikable, that we want to turn our back on, sweep up under the rug, and not realize there's a mountain, a hill you done created in that world from all that stuff you done swept up under there. You nasty something. It's time to clean house. That's some nasty. That's nasty. It's like not wanting to take a bath, not wanting to deal with yourself, too lazy to pick yourself up and go clean it. I've been lazy before. So I can speak on it. And when you realize you that person, it's okay. I'm sitting here telling you I've been that person. I mean, I've been all them persons that I've spoke of in this session right here, but I've been that person. So I've been able to speak on some things. And if I have not been that person, I've been that person who have been around that person or people in them places, saw some things, done some things. Okay? And even though it's your right to your own opinion, do I care? about your opinion about me. Because what you need to hear right now, when you have come to a state of realization and awareness of where you come from and what truly matters and how you value yourself, another person's energy about you don't even get through the ear. It's been blocked. Okay? And just the slightest of words you say, like, okay, have a good day. Take care. Enjoy your day. I don't even know if it's going to be a pleasure to meet you. I don't even know. I don't know. It might slip out just because it's just something that I might just regularly say. I might just say, it's been a pleasure meeting you. It may have been a pleasure to meet you, to know that I don't have to meet you again. Yes, indeed, I don't have to meet you again. Because even if I see you from afar and you're like, hey, and I done already met you. And I'm like, hey, and I see you say, hey. I'm like, hey, turn my asymmetric around. Asymmetrical. Turn it around. And gets the right. Because if I see you run toward me, I'm going to be running away. Because ain't nobody got time for that. Because I know you effing lying. Because Anita don't have to deal with that. I don't have to hit repeat. I'm going to only hit repeat on something I need. And if I hit repeat, it's to go back to review the lesson to see if I really pass the test. Let me take this practice test. Let me take this final exam. Oh, okay, I'm done with people like you. Places like this, dealing with things in situations such as that. I ain't got to handle that. I'm not your handler on that. And if you coming to me for healing, you better send me an email or mail and call me on the phone. Because if I hear over the phone, you BSing, or even if I read in your mail, it's going to get deleted, torn up, thrown away, burnt up. I'm going to burn that mess up. But I got time for that. So overstand, even when dealing with these situations, ships, it's okay to get help if you need some guidance to deal with it. But just know that, you know, due to some religious beliefs and circumstances, some traditions you may have and feel like you can't break away, if you feel like you can't break away, that's emotional immaturity because you're involving feelings. I feel like I can't get away. Well, until you stop feeling that way, of course, you're never going to be able to get away. You're going to continuously to stay in that cycle, thinking that I got to do something to correct this for the family. No, you got to do this to correct this for yourself, correct it within yourself. And you can choose, because if you come through them and realize they're not for you and supportive of your well-being, find other family that you connect with on a different frequency. And it may not be blood family. You know, this is in your bloodline. So that's something you got to deal with within yourself. So instead of trying to correct it within family members, whoever you give birth to, or you're responsible for to help nurture, make sure you're aware of how to heal it within you so you can correct it in your offspring or anyone your place in charge of, or you're given the responsibility to nurture. That's how you do that. You ain't got to deal with family. And even though you may have offspring, also remember, in understanding and overstanding the other parental guardian or biological parent that participated in the genetics of this child, if you don't fully understand what's going on with that child because of the other genetics, just do your best. And once you've done your best with what you know, what you have learned, how they turned out, you do not have to be guilty for, because you've done your best. Now, if the other biological donator that contribute to this also participate in the nurturing of that child, who can see some things, make sure you allow them to participate. Stop getting mad at these baby daddies or baby mamas, all because you couldn't have your way with them. You're making it worse on yourself when you do not help take responsibility in what you have created. And you probably wonder, well, what if a baby mama is claiming I'm the daddy? Take a blood test, simple as that. Wait till the baby is born and take a blood test. And if it's not yours, you have no penalties or consequences to deal with on that end. But just understand the type of person that was and how to avoid situations like that, so you don't put yourself in situations like that. Situationships. Okay. All right. So participate in your own evolution to evolve your being, to resolve traumas in your life, in your genetics, moving forward through your family that you biologically donate genetics to. Okay? And if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, you can email me or leave it in the comments below. If you would like a private session with me, stay tuned to the video afterwards. If you would like me to come and speak at an event, the video following this will inform you what I have to offer, and the contact information is at the end of the video, and it's also below this video in the description box. Okay? And I'm done. And until next time, in between times, let me help you understand too that I may not make a video every week. Of course, I ain't gonna make a video every day, because like I said, my videos is based on experiences, research, creative ideas. And, I'm not here to, I don't claim to heal you. Okay, I'm just teaching you based on my experience and research and creative ideas and resources to help you tap into your own. I'm not here to make you think like me. And I'm not going to deal with you if you're not ready to deal with you. Why should I deal with you if you're not ready to deal with your own mess? Okay? All right. A strand got to go. I'm out. Stay tuned to that video that I'm telling you about to get more information. It's been nice talking with you. See you next time. And in between time, I'm out. certified NLP practitioner dedicated to empowering individuals such as yourself to transform their lives through holistic healing, life coaching, and counseling. And today, yes, I'm excited. I'm excited to share with you my signature program, which is designed to help you unlock your purpose and align with your true self. Our program, Transformative Healing, a metaphysics and NLP approach towards self-discovery and authentic living, is a transformative journey that combines metaphysical insights with neuro-linguistic programming, or NLP, techniques to help you overcome challenges and discover innate abilities to heal and transform relationships with yourself and others, as well as establish healthy boundaries. My key components are: 1, self-authentication based healing. This module focuses on understanding the importance of healing and self-authentication and leading a purposeful life. You'll learn to balance your light and dark psyche, use mental and emotional coping techniques, and gain self-acceptance through positive self-talk. 2, lifestyle-based healing. In this module, you'll learn how to tap in to natural survival resources and follow intuitive influences to create a new lifestyle. You'll replace unwanted habits with better practices, identify stress triggers, and understand influences affecting your lifestyle choices. 3, communication-based healing. This module teaches you to express and communicate your thoughts and feelings effectively. You'll learn to listen to your true voice, creatively express your imagination, and communicate commands to your subconscious mind for positive change. And 4, community-based healing. The final module focuses on transforming community dynamics. You'll learn to manifest your needs and wants, recognize patterns for better change, identify individuals of influence, and create a space that fosters peace and harmony. Our program is designed to help you evolve to a new level of self-authentication in this new upcoming paradigm. Now, are you ready to embark on this transformative journey with me? Please join our program today and unlock your true potential. I welcome you back, and I look forward to speaking with you. So get ready. On your march, set, to, go. Thanks for